Yo, yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. I think everybody can hear us. Welcome, welcome to Tusk Talk Fridays. I'm excited about this one. We have some good news and some stuff to deliver, and the overall vibe in the chat's been awesome, and that I guess ends up fueling my excitement as well. So I appreciate all of the chatter today. It's a breath of fresh air from what we've seen, and it's nice to see everybody joining in on the Ask Me Anything, to have a good Friday and to listen in to me talk. I think I've talked a lot this week. We had over 2.5 hours of content um, through the podcast. And if you haven't listened, WLRS Radio just came out. There is a link under WLRS announcements in our Discord. I recommend giving a listen because I honestly thought that went really well, and I enjoyed doing it. So I'm excited to start that up and get used to doing a podcast format. But also, I had a Dow King video earlier today, an Ask Me Anything, and then I did a DeFi Kings last night. So I am tuckered out on all of the content. And then I also put out 2 videos this week. It's been a busy week. There's been a lot of stuff on the background that you guys probably, will probably never know, but it has been a busy background. And it's been fun and engaging for me to get back in this deep. It felt like when I first launched, there was like stuff to do all the time, and then we kind of, there was less stuff to deliver because there's only so much you can deliver as a project in so much time, and so I had to slow it down, and plus the burnout and stuff. It's just nice to get that feeling of I get to release stuff to you all and engage with you all in this format, and so it's been a good week. So if you're here and you're watching, I really appreciate it. So buckle up, ask some questions, get some answers. And we've got, obviously our biggest thing to talk about today is going to be Walrus Anglers Club, which I am working on getting uploaded. Apologies if it does go over, so just full transparency, because I always am way too transparent. I was going to upload it to an AWS server, which is Amazon's web servers. I was going to upload it, and then I had to get the JSON files for the metadata for the NFTs. So I reached out to the Hydra Wells team who produced these NFTs for me, and I let them know I needed the JSON files. They said, hey, just set it up on Pinata and we'll upload it for you. I said, okay, that sounds excellent. So I allowed them to do that, but they are on a different time zone than me. So they are going to start uploading those, and hopefully we can get minting live tonight, maybe late tonight. It is 7 p.m. Eastern here, obviously, but don't shoot me if it doesn't go live tonight. I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. I've never done an NFT mint, so I'm learning as I go, but here we are. So so we have that to talk about. We can delve a little bit into the PCP and why the tax isn't reduced, but there is some things that I can't release on that yet. Just know that there's some stuff that's happening in the background that I can't just outright say, and I will be transparent when that comes to light. Overall, though, I'm very, very happy with the amount of work that was done this week. Also, shout out to any project owner that I reached out to within hours today and responded by allowing us to advertise in their community via an announcement. I really, really appreciate you. I always thought doing the right thing in this space would eventually pay off, and I had a Dow King video within an hour notice, and I had AJ from EMP, Madrid from Serenity, LB from Grape, Cheezus from El Taco, just all kinds of people that were Lady Boss Nat for her community. There were so many people that were just like, yeah, man, that's fine. That sounds great. And so I just really wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate you, and just know that, I will reciprocate those favors in any way that I can. So yeah, that's kind of, somebody asked about the Hydra Wells ties. They have invited me to a couple Twitter Ask Me Anythings that they're doing. So I will be attending there. And there's a big news that happened with our NFT mints and the possible procurement of new miners, the KA3s. So we'll talk a little bit about that. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, X Walrus, the development of X Walrus. We have the front end of that up. And let's see, what else do we have? The website redesign. I can let you know kind of where we're at with that. And if you didn't know, Dow King, yesterday we had DeFi Kings. I did have AJ there with us. He did drop a little alpha that, of course, we have been talking about the detonator as a service and being a client there. And, he's very happy to work with me, and I'm very happy to work with him. Of course, it won't happen until after the liquidity migration from our amazing Glacier Finance. So, yeah, I think that is the basics of it, and we'll dig into the meat of it. Mint page says USDC. I do know that it's supposed to say USDC.E. No worries. I will get that changed. Sorry about that. What about it, Dylan? How you feeling on Friday?
I'm feeling good. I got all the questions down so far, and I'm recapping what you've said. If you could go back real quick and say what you just said about AJ and EMP. I did miss that part.
Oh, yeah. So the AJ EMP thing, he kind of dropped some knowledge on people that Detonator as a Service is being brought to a lot of different communities, and he said that somebody in that in this call right now, of course, was looking to get Detonator as a Service. Of course, the only project owner in that call was me, so people can connect the dots pretty easily. Bill, I was telling you earlier about how busy the week was, and I kind of leveled it out with you and told you everything that I had to do. That list was ginormous, it felt like, and I told you, and you're like, well, what can I do to help? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I have to be physically involved in all of this. So it was like, there's nothing
I could do.
Yeah, it's just a busy week, and that's part of being in DeFi, is that you can have like some really calm weeks, and then all of a sudden it just blows up, and there's all kinds of stuff. And you guys got to understand that I have to manage Glacier and the developments of that, and I have an amazing team there with Owen, who is amazing to help me out there, and everybody from the Magic team, obviously. We have our own front here at Frozen Walrus and the things that we're wanting to do with Frozen Walrus, the PCP and everything, and all the developments on that with the new website. And then, of course, we have Walrus Anglers Club. And so all three of these could be separate projects, right? Like Glacier Finance, all this. So my time gets short. And, of course, I am a father of three. I'm home and I watch the kids, and I'm a busy guy sometimes. So you said who's hosting the miners? We are. Are you asking where are they being hosted? We're doing a Pinata server and IPFS server. Kiddaloo said, are you going to do a story time with the whale NFT lore? I think it's a good idea because Sean C17 had put in some work on a lore for our NFTs, and I think it's fun. I like that. Let's see what else.
Are you ready for questions? Because I've got quite a few.
Yeah, and Dow King was just confirming with me right now. He said, I've got plenty of people to market it. Let's fucking go. Let's sell out these NFTs. So he's excited. Yeah, I'm ready for some questions. We'll tone it down and get some community questions before we keep going.
All right, I've got a couple from Rad Dad. I also see he's in here as well. Are there going to be closed door periods between the different phases where each new phase will have its own release date?
Yeah, so we'll probably have a couple days in between just to kind of do a remarketing of the next phase, the pricing of the phase. And then we want to do like a reveal event with everybody each time. So we may do it like whenever we sell out, we may wait till the next Ask Me Anything, the next Tusk Talk, and then we'll do like a reveal night with the Tusk Talk where everybody will start being able to reveal their NFTs for each phase that we have. So there will be a little bit of a downtime in between each phase.
All right.
Someone said, look at that new headset. That's a $200 headset.
And it didn't even give me a case, but it is wireless, so I can remove it. It just needed a charge tonight.
It's nice.
So Rad Dad also wants to know, can we hear a little more about the artwork and how it was commissioned from the Hydro Wells artist? I'm curious how that came about and how much direction they were given versus what the artist came up with on his or her own. They look great.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm actually excited to talk about that because these are some of the things that I don't think about talking about. But so I love the Hydro Wells art, to be honest. I thought it was phenomenal, and I just approached them. That's what I always do. I just approach project leaders. Now I have a little bit more steam than previous, and then my community, you all that were reaching out in other communities saying that, you know, how trusted I was in the space. Crypto Sam had already known me. And he had known that, you know, I I really liked, or I had a lot of integrity, and that how I run my projects and put my community first. And we got to talking, and I said, dude, how busy is your NFT artist? And he said, he's obviously busy, but he's already done the Hydro Wells mint. And I said, well, would he be fine with a commission for 10,000 more mints? And he said, yeah, man, what are you thinking? And I gave him some details about the walrus, but nothing about the structure. I didn't even have an outline in my head, right? I just said I wanted walrus themes and I wanted a lot of traits. And he was like, yeah, perfect. Let me get you some mock-ups. And the first mock-ups were like beautiful. There was these thick walruses, and
Boy, they thick.
and the very first one he sent me was like this mafia person with like this jumpsuit on, and I just loved them. And I said, dude, this is it. Like, I love it. And the backgrounds were all done by them. They really had a lot of artistic freedom, because if I work with an artist that I already like their style and stuff, I just kind of say, do it. Do you? I don't want to sit there and micromanage an artist, because I'm not an artist, right? So that's an amazing team. If you didn't know, Hydro Wells is an amazing team. They're big. They have a huge scope and scalability. I think even Alex Eubanks was talking about that they're flying them out to Dubai to look at their new project, their Project 79, their gold reserves, and to do an audit on there. So yeah, that's how they kind of came to be. And I love them. I love those guys. They were very nice. And honestly, I paid a flat rate, and they're still giving me support and saying, hey, look, I'll upload all of them to your IPFS server ourselves, and then connect all the JSONs and stuff, because obviously I'm a bit of an NFT noob when it comes to like minting contracts and stuff like that. So they're still giving me continued support and not asking for anything in return. So I can't speak highly enough of them. What else we got?
Last question from Rad Dad. Love the news on the new miners. Do we have a deadline to mint out in order to take advantage of that deal?
So we're not confident yet, but Sean had reached out to his provider over in the States. I think she's in Houston. And he said, look, we're looking for 20. So the good thing about these, I'm going to speak a little bit more intricately on it later, but we can actually fit 20 of these miners in our lease rather than the 18 KD6 miners. And they release literally tomorrow. I think tomorrow. Is it October 1st tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. So October 1st tomorrow is when they go on sale. We are trying to get 20 of them held and hoping for a fast mint on the first 2,500. But we'll purchase as many as we get from the, however long it takes us, until she says she can't hold them anymore. So we're looking to put any money down to continue to hold those, because the amount of efficiency we're getting from those, I mean, you could see the drastic difference from going to 200 to, 1,200 a day. It's an insane difference, and we want to get in early. These are the first KA3 miners that are hitting the market. We want to be front line and center for the profit gain that we get from those. And so we would get our first batch on December actually delivered to us.
Nice. All right, Disco Chuck. Will we be able to get the assets like the source files, high res stuff for our NFTs?
You can always right click and save it, I guess. But yeah, we can look at it. I mean, I have the PNG files, and I'm assuming you'll get full resolution of those files via just like the actual data that's on NFTrade. But if there's more that I can give you, of course I will as a holder.
And Disco Chuck also wants to know, if we buy 5 NFTs, can they be combined into a robot walrus to fight and defend the universe?
Man, that'd be cool. That would be cool. But I can't promise that we can do that. Someone asked if we had 10 NFTs, can we get a role? And Dylan is the role king. So I hope he comes up with something so that we can give everybody their rightful role if they get 10 NFTs.
Should we go with the role photo master?
Oh no.
No, we don't want to summon him here. Yeah, I can come up with a new role for sure. Temporal Ice. Will there be a club get together?
So Sean was kind of talking about it lightly, that anybody that purchased a large amount of NFTs, most of this stuff will be public information, like where our Lisa stuff is. Obviously, we're not going to show you where Sean lives or like Sean's full ID or anything, but you all will have a lot of access to where the location is, just so that we can be transparent and show you all of the files whenever we get the purchase of the miners, whenever we get the lease, which we are working on. We already have the lease. Frozen Walrus fronted the bill to get the lease so that we could secure it. So we already have it secured for a year of our first farm. We just have to fill it up now. So that was 13,000 that we fronted for the Walrus Anglers Club community. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be some travel options if you're over in New Zealand.
All right, and last question I've got is there a per wallet limit per phase?
No, I don't think there's going to be. I don't think there's going to be large whales trying to scoop it up. So I didn't put a limit per se. If they get we have 10,000 and it takes 1.4 million. We're going to need all the help we can get, and if there's whales that want to purchase, I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities and downtimes for everyone to get a purchase in.
Steven says, as you might get these little guys cheaper, 120K versus 144K, if I recall, will you be using the difference for marketing rewards for mentors, W share buyback, or is the difference allocated for added expenses for power and such?
Yeah, I think we'll add it to our community wallet and just use it for any unforeseen expenses that because I mean, obviously we've laid out as much as we can, but with everything there is unforeseen expenses, and so having a little extra in the gas tank is only a benefit to everyone.
That is all I've got right now.
Awesome. So yeah, to talk a little bit about the difference of what we just announced, the KA3s as comparison to the KD6s, and of course this is in reference to our first farm, which will be purchased with the 2,500 mints. We are moving up in hash rate from 455 terahash to 3,320. So just an absolute massive difference in hash rate. The difficulty is going to go up. The amount of KDA mined today went from 200 right around to about 1,000. And we are assuming prices at 1.4. It's still giving us $1,200 a day with a 1.4 price tag. Now, after all of the compounding in 6 months, if Kadena were to hit that $4 mark that everyone seems to think it will in the next bull cycle, obviously you can times these daily prices by 4, and we've compounded 6 months of them. So honestly, early mentors or any mentors will likely see ROI quite fast. In fact, the first payout we might do may be enough to secure ROI for almost everybody, which would be absolutely amazing. I would love that for everybody to get ROI on our first payout, and then everyone just holding this NFT for just pure profit. That would be excellent. That would be the best case scenario, and I really hope it, and I'm going to try for it. But yeah, so to speak more on that, with the new farm using strictly KA3s, that is roughly $38,910 in value in every month at KDA with the current price, or $4,666 every year, which is massive. You can imagine if we were to end up going all Kadena, and that is only for one farm, right? So if we went for 3 farms and we minted out somehow fast, and we had 3 farms of this, realistically, we're looking at a yearly salary of 1.5 million, which is more than the mint cost. And of course, that does not, if Kadena goes down or the difficulty goes up because the exposure to this many KA3s in the market, also trying to get the KA3s. We're speaking strictly if everything went perfect in a vacuum, but please anticipate that there be some difficulty in between there. And then, let's see, what else is there? Yeah, and like someone had mentioned, these miners are going to cost us about $6K, which means they are on sale. You can imagine what these are going to cost in a bull run. Most of the time, these prices are going up 4, 5, 10x even from the current time. So buying this in a bear market, this is the best time we could ever launch this project, right? This is the best, most lucrative time for us as investors to launch and buy these miners, because later on, not only do we have amazing resale value, but we have something for much cheaper and offering the same as what other people are buying. Other market participants are going to be buying at those prices. Well, we got in at these prices, so our ROI is secured, right? So I like that a lot. And that's kind of, I guess if there's more directed questions towards WAC, of course, ask them. I'm sure I'll come up with other things in my mind as we go on. But I'm extremely excited about, Walrus Anglers Club, and I think that it's going to be excellent. Sean's extremely excited and hyped up to get started. He's looking at every angle of profitability that he can. And he's really been working hard. So I can't say that I can't say how much I appreciate him. It's just been excellent to work with him, and it's been a good experience for me. Um, and then I think the next topic that we can speak about a little bit, I saw someone say, where's it at? So the NFTs will help Walrus share. Glacier will benefit Walrus in the long term. I think that's a decent way to look at it, but I think a better way to look at it is these are just going to inject. These are just going to allow us to control much more of the Walrus share supply, and I'm speaking about Walrus Anglers Club, and that's great. And there is going to be a large price, influx of cash into Walrus share being injected over the course of these mints. Which is great and excellent. And the main purpose of that is so that we can own as much of the float as we possibly can. And then, we have Glacier, but before Glacier, even next week, we have X Walrus. And if you don't know what X Walrus is, I'll do my best to kind of explain it. It is an illiquid token, and some people try to claim it looking like a bond. But there's a couple of differences with a bond. A bond is a token that you can redeem later for 1-to-1 of what it was, minus the multiplier if Walrus were to be higher. What this does is, and shout out to Madrid for coming up with this amazing plan, is that 25% of the Walrus used to mint into an X Walrus is burned forever. So it's a supply sink. 75% is going to a reward contract, and that will be dripped out to W Share LP holders. The original W Share LP will still gain Walrus share, but at a very, very reduced rate. So this means that Walrus share technically at any angle can gain Walrus, and it's recycled. So it's one of those good GameFi mechanics that can really be done internally in our ecosystem to boost positive price action and allow the users to engage in a way that's positive for the protocol. So X Walrus, the big thing about X Walrus is really different with bonds is that one X Walrus is going to equal one Walrus at the start, right? But one X Walrus in a month may cost 1.2 Walrus. So not only is it burning more Walrus as there's more X Walrus available, it's going to keep getting more and more expensive. So early minters of X Walrus will actually gain the most because later on it could cost 2 Walrus per X Walrus. And that will be a single stake farm for your X Walrus for the highest allocated amount of Walrus share. The great thing about that is Walrus share is coming up in price due to Walrus Anglers Club, so the APRs are going even higher right now. So X Walrus will obviously benefit from a higher allocation to that, which is really cool. So I think that all of these things look a little bit different plot points, but really I'm trying to string them all together for the community to see how symbiotic I'm trying to make this ecosystem and what I'm trying to mature Frozen Walrus into. And that is at the core, it's a springboard of, and somebody said this in the chat, so sorry I'm copying you, but it's a good term. It's a springboard off of Frozen Walrus. All of these products come back to benefit Frozen Walrus. Of course, Frozen Walrus will keep 500 of the NFTs for themselves. For the treasury so that we can, gain those profits as huge revenue. If you can imagine how much profits they're going to gain off of that after a year. And then also owning our own supply through minting of the Walrus share every time somebody buys Walrus Anglers Club. And then X Walrus burning the supply of Walrus. And don't forget Narwhal. Don't worry, we're going to implement things to try and beef up Narwhal or find new lucrative ways. But I'm really pivoting. There's a lot of stuff in the back end, good and bad, that I'm trying to sort through and allow the community to make informed decision. But yeah. Dino said, that's a good question. So once a Walrus Anglers Club NFT holder, there's no expiry date to the mining? Of course not. These are forever. As long as, Sean and me are still alive and kicking and full-time and able to monitor it, but we'll always find a legal way to make sure that it is secure. And that's the great thing about having the lawyer. Kidaloo said, is the Frozen Walrus Treasury going to invest in the miners? So yes, we are not investing in them. We are actually keeping 5% of the total supply. And that is so that the Frozen Walrus can benefit heavily from the miners. And as a project, it benefits us. But again, also with the Walrus share, we are subject to selling some of the Walrus share if we need to. Obviously not dumping, but if we do have extra expenses or are very close to being able to get X miners or whatever, expense we have, I'm obviously subject to sell some of that to make sure, because Walrus Anglers Club is its own project. So I want to make sure that we're not dampening how positive it can be. Let's see what else we got.
I've got a question from Savage Bro Crypto.
Yeah.
on the YouTube. So are you saying 36 miners total with 3 farms? Will you buy more miners with profit, or that's it?
Yeah, so that's a good question. The miner compounds for 6 months, and if we have enough in that 6 months to buy a new miner or a new farm, I'm sorry, which I think we might actually have enough if we go all 3 farms, or yeah, if we go all 3 farms and mint out, we may have enough to do another farm, so that would be great. But realistically, what we'll do is mine the Kadena, put it in single stake, and then boost our rewards even more. Also, 20% of that goes to a community wallet. Of each compound will go into the a community wallet where we'll be able to invest that into new DeFi projects, more riskier investments to try and curb the 6 month that you may see nothing. We'll try and drip out some rewards from community investments, and then of course 5% of that is going to me, which is awesome, I guess. But realistically, I was going to be getting peanuts. I guess with these KA3s, I may get a little bit more than peanuts. But anyway, yeah. Any other questions?
Is the Frozen Walrus Treasury going to invest in miners?
Yeah, so I already spoke about that. 5% of those are going to be given to the Frozen Walrus Treasury, so we will have access to those miners via the NFTs. But if we do launch this mining as a service that Sean wants to do, which is pretty much, we quote out a lease and do all the back end stuff for protocols and allow their treasury to invest in these NFTs, then or not invest in these NFTs, I'm sorry, invest in these different basket hash rates that we have going. Then we'll, of course, take profits from that. And we also may invest in our own miners.
And can these ASIC miners mine other SHA-256 compatible coins?
That would be a question for Sean. But as I know it, these ASIC miners are dedicated to one algorithm. And I'm pretty sure the Kadena algorithm is pretty, what would you call it? It's the only one as far as I know it. So these KA3s would specifically only be good for Kadena mining. But that doesn't mean that we can't purchase in the future like Bitcoin ASICs or anything like that.
One of the NFTs better be a fat farmer walrus, according to Temperlice.
Honestly, it's 10,000 of them, and I haven't even been able to look at all of them. I've scrolled through them, and they're really cool and fun, and a lot of goofy ones in there, and there's zombies and yetis and all kinds of cool stuff. But I just don't know yet. What else? What else we got for questions, guys?
Would it be a better investment to buy 2 NFTs or one NFT and some frozen walrus from Mr. C's deliveries?
I guess that's really up to you, man, and how risk adverse you are. You have to understand that the NFTs are a bit of a longer term play, and then the other ones may be subject to price increase or decrease in a shorter time frame. Obviously, the NFTs will have this intrinsic floor value based on the NFT mint price, and also how many rewards are built up in the dashboard. So I can't make that decision for you. It's Pinata that is hosting them.
GDB says, I really think this is the time to mass promote to content creators' projects.
I don't know. What do you mean by that, I guess? Thoughts on what he means by that?
Yeah, I'm asking.
I see somebody else's question. Disco Check's question. I just read it. That's pretty funny. I like that. Yeah, if he's speaking specifically about like marketing plans, Dow King is putting together a list of marketing YouTubers so that we can get the NFT community involved and let them know. Yes, Xtoy, that is what some of the development fees we're going for the 5%, is I will be contracting a dashboard where you will be able to view how much Kadena or whatever else we are mining. There is no ETA on that yet, but these guys that I work with, Dapt, that built the NFT mint contract, I feel very confident that they can build me a dashboard quite fast. So it really depends on the price tag. Well, somebody said, What's each Ka3 slotted hash rate? Let me see if I can go back. I know what all 20 what their hash rate would get to. Let me see. I guess you can divide this by 20. It is 3,320. Let's divide that by 20. It's about 166 terahashes per Ka3. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully my mic's coming out good. I found out that I had stereo output on Dow King's video as well, and I fixed that later on after we got off live, of course. But it looks like if I have stereo selected on any of my mic options, it fucks it up completely and puts me on the left audio channel, but not the right. But I have fixed that in most places. Yasar, that's a good question, but it does take in a bunch of variables. So I really can't give you an answer on that. I guess you can look at if you go into our announcements on our Discord, you can kind of base it off of the $12.97 a day or the $38,910 a month, and then you can divide that by how much each NFT by going by 10,000. So if we actually look, I think it's about $15 per NFT with the current difficulty, with the current price of Kadena, and that's assuming that we have 3 farms and all NFTs minted out. So hypothetically, to earn 1,000, these are extremely hypothetical. It would take about 66, 67 NFTs. Damn, somebody said you guys both sound great. You look better. Damn.
About time. We
Finally
did work out this week.
Yeah, man, I got back in the gym. That really helped me. Dylan kicked my ass in gear, which is very rare since I am usually adamant about working out, but I was injured and I was unable to. And then my son was born, and then it's been like a year of just like eating whatever. So I did get back in the gym. I'm not yoked up yet, but I am taking my creatine. Hopefully I won't be able to fit in this camera pretty soon. That'd be pretty cool. Get some fucking wide shoulders finally. Live up to my true potential of Majin Vegeta.
There we go.
That's all I'm going for, really. Yeah, I think 69 NFTs will cover it, buddy. Somebody in the AMA chat in Discord, since Dylan's not on it right now,
Are you kidding me?
He said, if we buy enough NFTs, can we name part of the miner with a label maker? If I buy 10 NFTs, C17 puts a label that says butt plug on the power cable of one miner. I'm making C17 do that. I'm making Sean do that if that happens. I think that's hilarious. So, Sean, if you're listening, get your label maker ready, buddy.
How dare you? Well, do you have anything else you wanted to touch on?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I talked about X Walrus. Glacier, obviously I've had a lot to do with Walrus Anglers Club this week. A lot of pressure getting everything ready on it, getting this mint ready, and getting the marketing done. But and Owen was also away this week. But we are going to kick gears up a little bit, and we're going to get a development meeting and get everybody geared up and on the same page. I know Jimmy has actually been working on the back end by doing a fork of Beethoven. Owen's pretty much done with the tokenomic structure. I know I say that a lot, but you have no idea how finicky one number can change the entire process and how the outlook in 5 years is going to be. And trust me, we are looking out 5 years. Glacier Finance is not some project we're using to save Frozen Walrus. Glacier Finance is a balancer DEX that I full-on plan to make a humongous DEX on Avalanche. So just understand that. That's where the development's at. I am taking my time to ensure that we have the proper people, the proper coding, everything in place so that we can go blue chip and honestly get the runway we need to develop this thing, this beast that is the Synthwave Glacier DEX. And Raging Muscle, someone said. Yeah, creatine really fills me up. I get yoked up pretty fast on creatine. I'm on like day 5. I need to actually take some creatine. I don't have it down here though.
Corn dog. Just checking. Is it USDC?
Corn dog.
Corn dog, like the food.
Gotcha.
Just checking if it is USDC or USDC.E. It is .E.
Yeah, I'll send a message right now. I'll send a message right now so I don't just say that and then not do anything with it. DeFi Mark.
Will you be able to use a credit card for these NFTs?
No, you can't use a credit card. You will not be able to use a credit card. So that's Glacier. That's where we're at with Glacier. Listen, everybody asking about the PCP tax. Understand there's some stuff going on in the back end to fulfill commitments on the PCP. It's a finicky contract, and it's honestly been the bane of my existence since its inception of developing it and putting it out. There's a lot of freeloaders that are in the contract. I'm making sure at the cost of a lot of things that I'm able to secure that contract and make sure everybody's whole. So please give me some time and have some patience. I understand that people are asking it every 5 seconds, and I don't get frustrated at that, but I just want to make sure that you guys know that I'm not ignoring those. It's that I don't have an answer yet, and when I do, I will give it to you, okay? It's not that I'm hiding from anything. It's that I'm making sure that things are, confident and secure on that end before I make announcements about the PCP contract and the reduction of the 12% tax. So please, give me some time. I've been very busy.
Visham wants to know, can you talk about the difference of partnership of Magic versus EMP and how each is going to help the project, or if there's any conflicts?
I don't think there's any conflicts. Magic is on FTM, but Magic, our relationship is that I guess on paper it would be an advisor role where they're coming in as advisors and also working on contracts with us. But to me, I see them as an integral part of the Glacier team. And then also Owen on that side doesn't just help in aspects of Glacier. He also helps me a lot with bouncing ideas back and forth on Walrus. It's been unanswered. Like I've been unanswered for quite some time, being the project leader. That there's not a lot of people that can say, "Hey, don't do this," or "This is a bad idea." Most people either aren't in depth or invested enough in the protocol like me, or don't have the knowledge or the intricacies of knowing what goes into a tune fork to be able to give me proper counsel. And Owen has all of those things, and he gives that, and he gives me hard answers sometimes where he's like, "Listen, I love you, and you want to do right by the community, but here's is it going to really help the community if Frozen Walrus is dead after this?" And so those are the kind of drastic measures that are needed for me to bounce my mental highs where I get like, "Oh shit, this could work for Frozen Walrus," back down to a medium where I'm like, "Okay, how can I make this better for Frozen Walrus?" And so with that, that's how I see Magic's team. With EMP, AJ is just a person that is he really views DeFi and his project very similar to how I view DeFi and my project. So we clicked very fast on just that aspect, and we go in there and we talk about like all the shit we see in DeFi. And so he's been an amazing friend. And then also he has an amazing protocol with Detonator as a service, which obviously I'm very interested in. I've made that known. And so our relationship there is that, of course, there's a little bit of business, but I hope that he would say the same thing, is that it's a bit friendly as well, where he views things the similar way I do.
I got a question from O. So we hold these NFTs on our MetaMask and OpenSea, or just on OpenSea?
OpenSea would be Polygon and Ethereum. These are minting on Avalanche Network, so it would be hosted on your NF Trade account. And again, we'll have links to all of this. And then also, you'll see it in your NF Trade account and then also your MetaMask. But all you have to do is hold it. Once you buy it, you don't even have to view it if you don't want to. Anybody that's holding the NFT at the time of the airdrops for the rewards, of course, will be given those rewards based on how many NFTs they have. Somebody had said, where will the miners be located geographically, and what is in place in the event of a natural disaster? I mean, we have insurance. So he has insurance that has hosted his previous minings that he's done, because he's been doing this for a while, and they know exactly what he does. Where will the miners be located? New Zealand. And then somebody said, is there a plan to have a chat with Madrid when X Walrus starts, just as a launch type thing, but with Madrid? Not even sure if he does those. Yeah, he offered to come up and explain everything for his vision of this type of illiquid token that he came up with himself, and so graciously gave me. So I would love to give him the opportunity to kind of explain it through his own eyes, and maybe that would break it down a little bit even further than what I've broke it down with. I don't like pickles, Disco Chuck. Hot take.
Out there. What?
I don't like it.
Uh,
Okay, I'll say that like I don't like them raw, and I do like them in burgers, like the taste. But I don't like it whenever you bite into a pickle and then it like slides out of the burger. You know what I mean? Like you don't get a full bite of it, and then it's like hanging out of your mouth. I hate that consistency. So
Savage Bro Crypto wants to know, do you know who Alpha Shares is?
I
Alpha
don't.
Share Marketplace?
I do not. I am not familiar. Yasar said, so will you have a dashboard about your mining? Yes, we will eventually have a dashboard. As I had said, once we get everything in place and get all the NFTs minted out and stuff, we'll start working on a dashboard with this team that I've used to build the NFT mint contracts that will locate all of our KDA mining addresses and show you what you would be subject to as an NFT holder. Oh, hot take. I do, but actually, I do like fried pickles. Fried pickles are delicious.
Savage Bro said Alpha Share Market is the latest AVAX NFT marketplace.
Who developed that? I like NF Trade because it hosts the most AVAX NFT volume. Not saying that the king can't be dethroned. It's just always been there. Since I've been in crypto, NF Trade has always been the go-to spot.
Dead air.
Yeah, so I wanna anybody that's sleeping or going to sleep or doesn't know about the NFT and really is excited about getting in the NFTs, I'll let you know now that in about 3 hours, if I don't hear anything from the Hydro Wells team about getting these uploaded, I will push the mint till tomorrow and give a better time for everyone to prepare. Okay, so I'll make that call now. If I don't hear anything in about 3 hours from this time, we'll go with about 8, so 11 p.m. Eastern. I will go ahead and push it to the following day and allow everybody to regroup and get the page up and ready. Because I like that fact. I've never launched an NFT, but I have been involved in NFT launches. And the fact of waiting behind that mint, and everybody's trying to get into it, that's kind of exciting. So is X Walrus similar to X Grape? No. It's being developed by the same people, but completely different metrics. X Grape is minted with Grape LP, and then it's also placed with I think it's placed in another contract of LP with Grape into like a detonator style contract. And it has its own burn features, and it's an excellent feature. This is something entirely different. What else we got, boys and girls? Dylan will soon find someone that's asked something in the chat. Or do a random one and select someone for a free NFT.
A free NFT. All right. Somebody in the YouTube chat?
Yep, somebody in the YouTube chat. Try and get
Yeah.
everybody's name and type it in get it in a circle thing.
Yeah. Yep. Give me just a second.
All right, we have confirmation from Sean. He said label maker ready for butt plugs. Hell yeah, we're ready, boys and girls. So what's the earliest it'll launch? I want to know if I need to set my alarm to wake up during the middle of the night. So I would like to launch it around this time the following day if I do push it over. So you can expect around this time is what I would likely do because it's the time that I know that I'm able to actually like be involved and I can have some time away from my son. Ace, always coming in for the community. If I win, I will donate mine. Shout out to Ace. Always there. And if you've been slacking on pressing that rocket emoji on Walrus and Walrus Share, honestly, shame on you. It's probably why we tank so hard. Just to be honest, we've got 1,941 on Walrus Share, closing on that 2K gap. But honestly, when these started slowing down, that's really when I saw that's really the effect of what happened. We lost it.
All right. I'm ready to spin.
All right, 1 second. So somebody said maybe about subject. What's your plan about PCP? I already discussed that. Just scroll back a little bit. I don't want to rehash it. I had spoken my piece about it earlier. Disco Chuck, shout out to you for saying this. I was just talking about this. I think you're in my head. You said, "How great is Theo Vaughn?" No joke. I love Theo Vaughn, man. I think the way that he speaks and stuff. I think he's an amazing comedian, and I watch a lot of his videos, and I think he's a great dude, and I love watching his content.
Dino had a good question.
So Walrus Share Boardroom will start earning Walrus no matter peg or not, right? Is that already in place now? So Walrus Share LP will have a new farm for the new Walrus coming in from X Walrus. So it'll be on a farm page just like ours that we currently have, and there will be you'll be able to discern between the two. That one will say Earn Walrus, one will say Earn Walrus Share. And you'll be able to move your liquidity over to that one as Walrus Share LP. And then of course, whenever Glacier comes out, we will have a new Walrus Share pool that is 80-20. You'll be able to pop that into an auto magic compounder, right? And then you'll be able to place that in the boardroom. And so we'll integrate that once ever Glacier comes out. But right now, obviously, Walrus Share will not earn Walrus until we are at 1.01 TWAP. And we are a little bit away from that.
All right, so how are we picking the winners? I've already got the participants in there, but how many are you doing?
We're just gonna do. We got 43 viewers. We'll do two.
You want to do two?
Yeah, we'll do
All right.
two. Good luck, everybody.
First one is Giancarlo.
Giancarlo. Congrats, my friend. Be sure to send a DM.
All right, let me get this thing rolling a second time.
Wrong Lever said, "Are you all going to be moving all LP to the DEX?" Yes, we will have a full liquidity migration as well as with the nodes. We want all liquidity hosted on our new DEX because that way we can incentivize it, add burn features, do whatever we want with our liquidity. And that's honestly our plan, is to kind of have a burn feature built in for every swap between Walrus and USDC.
All right, second winner is Ian.
Congrats, Ian. Congrats. Thank you guys so much for attending. A lot of information shot out at you. Maybe put us to 0.5 speed and listen. Some people will listen at 1.5 speed. You guys are serial killers. That's insane. I don't know how you do that. So, if you can, cool. Maybe I'm just stupid. Who knows? Let's see. Yeah, I think that NFTs with utilities is kind of the purpose of NFTs. Honestly, it's like this share of something that cannot be fucked with. It's like permanent, and that's what I love about NFTs. So yeah, shout out Paul Dutton. Sorry I didn't respond to your DM. I was really busy. I'll be getting with you. Paul Dutton will be having a little video out for us, I hope, soon. And I love, and whenever I met Paul Dutton, again, I love to speak about this story. Obviously, he was a much smaller YouTube at the time, but he made an amazing video about Frozen Walrus. And ever since then, I've been recommending him everywhere. So I'm very happy with where he's at.
Ian said spin again, so we will spin again.
All right. Spin again.
Spinning again. Ian popped up again. Let me
stop it.
On. I swear, hold on.
Next you're gonna
Let me refresh the page.
Next you're gonna say Lame Hillbilly wins.
Let me hold on. All right, I got Shola O. That makes more sense. Okay. I just got a message from Ian about why, so that makes more sense.
Well, you gonna share the details with me?
He can. Shola O, you win. Congratulations.
Fallon said
Paul Dutton, always a pleasure to see you here.
Let's see. And Paul Dutton, shout out to me for fixing your sound setup before your next videos. You know what I mean? We had to go through that together, and now we're here. And seriously, guys, I really can't recommend it enough. I think the podcast really did go killer, and I never shill anything
I
this
loved
hard.
it.
I had a great time, and I think there was a lot of cool information in there, and I got to talk shit about certain stuff, and I was really kind of myself there. And if you want to hear more about, I know you guys hear me talk all the time, but if you want to hear more of my opinions on things instead of so much geared towards Frozen Walrus, go listen to the WLRS radio podcast.
Available now on Anchor. I think
And-
he said Amazon and YouTube as well.
Yeah, but not Spotify
Yet.
I heard that Top Gun made your first PC. How dare you? No, he didn't. Shola, let everybody know in your family that you just want a Walrus NFT that's going to give you Kadena mining rewards, and let them know. Let me know what they say. Let them know at the dinner table before they eat. Speaking of dinner, my fiance cooked homemade chicken enchiladas. She obviously fried the tortillas, hand rolled the chicken after boiling it, made her own salsa verde, lettuce, cotija cheese. Excellent choice. It's delicious, and I love her. Shola, congrats. I'm happy that you won something.
All right. You want to call it?
Dang, 56 minutes on the dot. It seems like we're just kind of good at this thing now, you know?
Well, it's this 22nd one, Austin. If
Is
we're
it
not
the
good at it
22nd?
now, we will never be good at
Or
it.
is it actually the 22nd?
No, it's Test Talk 22
Tusk Talk 22.
in the books.
Holy moly. People think that I ain't all in on this shit, but I've been doing it for quite some time, and I don't plan on stopping, you know? But honestly, we'll do a little outro here of just saying thank you so much to everybody that follows me. Anybody that's interested in the new mints, please come into our Discord, see all the new information. And I really appreciate your time tonight. And if you heard anything you liked, awesome. If you heard something you didn't like, let me know. I'll get more information as I get it on the PCP contract. And, you know, be positive and stay positive. Even I need to tell this to myself sometimes. You know, touch grass. Take a old lady and walk her across the street. Obviously, make sure you ask her before you do it. That would be kind of weird if you just took her by the hand and walked her across. Or an old man, you know, whatever you want to do. But do something positive. Oftentimes, it makes you feel a hell of a lot better. You know, we all got problems in our life, and everybody could be doing a little bit better. So, shout out to everybody in this chat, and thank you so much for following me this long. And I'm always thankful, always thankful. That's the one thing I know. Let's put some music on, and I'll do a little outro here, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much, and if minting doesn't happen tonight, I will see you tomorrow for the full mint. Let's mint out phase 1 and get our KA3 miners. Let's push through it. Let's win this. Let's get a win in the bear market, boys and girls. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Night, guys. Thank you guys for coming out.